Welcome aboard, it's Captain G with Barbarossa 6.2, the German and Axis turn. So, first off, a couple adjustments, corrections that we want to do here with you before we start the German turn. The first is all the way up here in Belgorod. The defender did not get his roll, so we're going to roll for him. I'm going to put him over in the Soviet correction pile. The second is here in Smolensk. Flak 88 lost track of the counts of my infantry that were left. So he stopped after rolling 25 of his 29 infantry because he thought he had gotten the last hit. But he still had one more infantry that he needed to kill in order to move down. So he's got 4 more dice at 1. If he gets it, everybody moves down. If not, then Germany retains it. Now, he did mention in the video about the artillery boost, but the artillery would have boosted the infantry to a 3. -2 in the city puts them right back at a 1. So no impact on that. And then the third correction, while I would have loved to change the casualty order, I'm not going to, but I did change where the remnants of Manstein's force retreated to. They did not retreat south, away from supply and away from reinforcements. They instead retreated, well, I guess west. I forgot the way this is oriented. They retreated southwest to Kursk. And then from here, with the supplies and being adjacent to Volgograd, they could counterattack, which they're going to do this turn to try to retake that. So when Flack and I communicated before, he asked if I was going to retreat. I said yes, but I didn't designate a zone. I wasn't in front of the map. He just naturally pulled it back. So not a problem between him and I. We're retreating this way, and now we're going right back into the fray. So with all of those corrections, which we'll do when we start rolling dice, let me get this administrivia out of the way. The German build, we're building 2 railroad repairs, 2 bridge repairs. These are 5 each, so this is 10, 11, 12. We're doing 20, we're spending 26 on 13 infantry, and we're spending 10 on 2 airborne. And of course, the Hungarian infantry and 2 supplies are the only Axis minor reinforcements we get until we start capturing some more cities. And these dice are to remind me that at the end of the turn, I need to roll for weather and Soviet or German combat initiative for the next round. And this guy reminds me that there's a truck that I get to try to capture as well. So let's move these guys over to the correction box. All right, so before we start rolling corrections, let's go through the attacks. So the yellow dice are our strategic and tactical air raids, strategic tactical bombing raids, SBRs, TBRs. Number 1 is Stalingrad. We're sending 1 heavy and 2 medium bombers to bomb the factory, so he'll get a shot. He'll get 3 shots, and we're trying to bomb his factory. Number 2 is here in Libny. We're sending 1 heavy and 2 medium bombers to destroy his 5 supplies there in Libny. Number 3, we're sending 5 tactical bombers to do a tactical strike on his units in Libny. Trucks, tanks, Katyushas, whatever we happen to hit. Number 4, we're sending 4 tactical bombers. Again, all of this out of this airbase down here in Kyiv, because it's still mud. So unless you're at an airbase, which I am, your air can't fly. So these guys are all flying out of there. So number 4, I have 4 units that are going after units here. Maybe I can hit his trains. Maybe I can get his artillery. We'll see. I got 4 tactical bombers. And number 5, these two tactical bombers are too far back to get anything good, so they're going after these infantry. Because I'd rather shoot at infantry than not shoot at all. The other thing, because I do not have the initiative, the Axis units, Italy, Romania, Hungary, what have you, have to attack separately than the Germans. So I can't do a joint attack in Belgrade, for example, with these Italian infantry and the German tanks. So what I am going to do is the 4 Italian artillery are going to just shoot an artillery barrage into there to see if they can get any hits to soften it up for them. And then the other one is Messi, and the Italian Romanian force are just going to go into here and capture this truck that's been sitting for several turns waiting for me to capture them. For German attacks, up in the north, Bush has decided to close all these zones. Initially, I didn't occupy them because I didn't want to have to garrison them and deal with partisans, but now I don't want to have his aircraft have a landing spot, which is dangerous, but nonetheless. So I'm doing walk-ins to just take them. In fact, I'll do them now to save ourselves some time. So that comes off, and this goes on for Minsk and for Brest. And this goes there because it's still rail damage. And then down here in Lvov. So this guy's going over. So this comes off. There you go. So that one's done. Those are all walk-ins. All right. So that's 1. 2 is also a walk-in here in the south. Messi and those guys are moving in here, which I guess I could do. But they pulled off 6 German infantry and a German artillery, and they're moving down into Crimea unopposed. So I'll take that one. And I'll go ahead and move Messi in here. Take this truck, put on a truck. And that's this unopposed. Okay. While I'm doing that, I'm reminded of, these are all my reminders for, these are the 2 bridges I'm repairing that I paid for. We do that at the beginning of the turn. So that bridge, this bridge, this rail, and this rail. Okay. All right, so that's all done. All right, so back to the German attacks. There's only one left, the only one that matters. We have to save the stranded Germans who are encircled here. Now, Flackety did not believe I had any supplies left. I'd sent up a truck with 2 supplies, had to pay my tax for 1, so that left me with 1. So this force, I already mentioned the panzers and light tanks are moving in. These infantry are moving in from Kharkov West. There's 8 of them, sending 2 medium bombers and 2 tactical bombers, as well as the breakout guys. There's no reason not to use them. So the mechs, there's 1 in Tome, there's 1 here that are both attacking across the river, and the 6 light tanks. They're attacking at a -2 for attacking while encircled, and they're also attacking first round -1 more, so a total of -3 for attacking across the river. All right, so with that, let's start rolling dice. So here's my brand new exciting dice tray from Doug HBG. We talked about that. If you aren't watching the Global War 85 videos, Operation War Games, there were a number of us in Admiral Seabass's underground command center, and it literally is underground. A lot of people say that, but it was in the basement. So Doug had sent these since he was unable to attend for reasons he's already shared with the community. So that's awesome. and I absolutely love it. So we have two corrections to roll for. So this is the defender who's just rolling a 4, 1 dice, see if he gets somebody in Belgorod. So I hope it's a hit. It's a 10, alas. So no help there. Here, now I have 4 1s, and pink are the 1s. 4 1s. These are the last 4 infantry that didn't get a roll on 6.1. They're trying to kill the last guy. If one of these is a 1, he's dead, and the Soviets own southern Smolensk, and the entire force moves down as he had done on his turn. If they all miss, he stays. He's actually going to be flown to Berlin to receive an Iron Cross, and I'll send some conscripts to replace him. But let's see what happens. Looking for a 1. Ooh, 2, 2, 3, 6. So the Soviet conquest or liberation, depending on your perspective, of Smolensk is frustrated. The commander of the garrison there that held out in defense of Smolensk has been flown away for his decoration, and the Germans hang on to it. Super awesome, fantastic. All right, let's start rolling now. We have the air raid in Stalingrad, where the AA, he's got 3 AA because I have 3 aircraft. So 3 AA, and I have 3, I need a 6-sided dice. 4 dice. The heavy bomber gets 2, and I'll use red for the heavy bomber, so I know. Okay. All right, so that's the battle. I think they roll at the same time, but I'm not 100% sure, so in case I'm wrong, I'm going to roll the AA first. I'm pretty sure it's same time, but I might be getting 85 and Barbarossa rules mixed up. 11, 11, 1. So if it's not at the same time, if AA fires first, then one of the medium bombers is shot down, so I will withdraw 1 black dice. Okay, so we're going to roll for this, and if I'm wrong, I'll roll this after. Okay. So, ooh, 6, 10, 12. So it doesn't really matter what this got because there's a max of 10 points damage. So that factory in Stalingrad is max damaged. Cost me a medium bomber, but that's good. I'll put the chips thereafter. Okay. So number 2 is over here, and this is the 4 bombers. There's no air defense in this task force. Going after his supply depot. I'm looking for 5 hits to constrain his ability to counterattack depending on the weather and how far away his supplies are. So I'll get those out of the way. Each bomber gets 4 dice, attacking at 3. So 1 medium bomber, 2, 3, 4, 2 medium bombers, and I'll roll the white dice for the heavy because I like to see if my heavies are worth the extra money. They get twice the bomb load, and their range is 12 instead of 10, and they only cost 2 more. So I'm thinking that's a pretty good deal. All right, I'm looking for 3s. Here's a 2. Here's a 1. Here's a 1. Here's a 3. 9, 4. Nope, nope. 5, 4, 10. Nope, nope, nope. So sadly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 hits out of his 5 supplies. So his unit does keep 1 supply, and that means they'll have on their turn, potentially, the opportunity to attack. Now, It all depends on initiative. I've made that mistake before, where I assumed something and turns out I didn't get to go next. It keeps things going. So that's battle 2, SBR 2. Let's look at 3. Now 3, I have 5 tactical bombers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All at 3. They get target select at 3 or less. I'm trying to kill some Soviet tanks. Ooh. 3, 2, 5, 10, 6. All right, so 2 hits. I'm going to kill, if I look at his task force marker there, that is the 2nd Army Group. So I'm going to kill a Katyusha and a medium tank. Okay, Katyusha and a medium tank. All right, so we're moving right along. This might take less than an hour. Who knows? Battle, that was 3. 4 are the 4 tactical bombers. Striking, I'm trying to kill a train or 2 here. So I'm looking for 2, 3 or less. 1, 4, 5, 10. So sadly, I only killed 1 train. Trying to cripple the Soviet logistics. So I killed 1 of his trains. Okay, 1 train. Hoorah. Hoorah. All right, last one of these 2 infantry down here in Sevastopol. I'm attacking into a city, but the penalty does not apply to air or artillery. So 2 dice, 3 or less. 7, 12. All right, if anyone's going to miss, those guys might as well miss. All right, so that's all the air. I've already done the walk-ins, so I'm going to do this artillery attack here. 4 Italians hitting Belgorod, and then I'll do the main German attack to try to liberate those beleaguered and surrounded Germans, which, you know, Flak 88 came up with this encirclement rule. He and I have been playing these rules, and you would think, since we're developing them, we would know better. But both of us have had forces encircled. So the artillery first. They are at 3s because they are Axis Minor, as opposed to 4 for normal artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dice at 3. I got 1 hit. All right, I'll take it. So that kills a Soviet infantry. Leaves him with only 4. Nice. So he's got, and I'll bring him over to the Soviet card here. He's got 4 infantry, 2 medium armor, and 2 of the elite armor. Okay. And facing them, let me move my build. Let's see if I have a convenient, handy German card for this. I have the 2 medium bombers that are going to get 1 strike only, but at 8. Maybe they could have knocked out that last supply with 4 more dice at 3. Maybe not. 8 infantry, 1 elite panzer, and 4. Those are all at full strength, and I'll put off the card so I know that those are the ones with the penalty. The 2 mechs crossing the river, and the 6 light tanks that have many problems with them. All right, no one has artillery, so there are no first strikes. So let's get the bombers out of the way first and then send them on their way. So the bombers hit at 8. 8 is the purple dice. And I'll just roll them. They get 1 shot only. 2 and a 5. 2 hits. 1, 2. Take the green off. There you go. I know you guys love making change. All right. So that's good. Now I have 2 tactical at 7. 11, 9. Ouch. Ouch. All right, but they get a fight again. So that's not so bad. Get the bombers off in case this goes more than one round. I still have to hit not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but these have to be hit 2 times. So I still have a lot of hits to get. All right. Let's say we'll do the Elite Panzer, which also hits at an 8. So I'll do one of them, and I'll do 4 light tanks that attack. I want to say at a 5. I left the chart open for me. 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. 4 light tanks. The infantry, I have 6, 7, 8. 8 at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at 2. So I'll roll those, and then I'll roll the ones that are penalized, the ones from the breakout force. All right, so the 8 is a hit. Let me take off things that are not a hit. For the 2s, 12, 11, 9, 9, 10. Oh, none of them are. And for the 5s, 6 and a 9 are not. Well, that was quick. All right, so 3 hits. I'll move infantry, infantry, armor. All right, so I've paid that debt, or he's paid that debt. Now I have 6 tanks that attack at 5, -2 or 3, and crossing a river are 2. So 6 2s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 2s, and then the mechs are 1s. 2 1s. So when you're surrounded, even if you have supplies, it's tough. Tough. All right, here we go. All right, I don't see any 1s. I don't see any 2s, so swing and a miss. But now they only have -2, not -3, because the river penalty is gone. All right, so the Soviets have 4 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4 for their infantry. 2 medium armor. Medium armor are at 7. So 2 7s. And then 2 elite armor, which are at 8. Ouch. All right. Look for 1s. Look for 1s. All right, no 1s. No 1s on the 1s. So the infantry missed. And luckily there's an 8 on a 7. So 3 hits, right? The 2 elites and the medium. So 3 hits. Germany will lose 1, 2, 3 infantry. Take those off. Take these guys off. And let's go to round 2. I've already taken the bombers off. So let's get going. So I have 2 7s. I have an 8 for the Elite Panzer. And I have 4 5s. So I'll do this force. And 5 2s for the infantry. Forgot what they were. All right. I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5 hits. Well, the tacticals both missed. That's terrible. So here's a hit. That's 1, 2, 3 hits. These are 2s. They're all misses. 2s miss. Yeah, only 3 hits there. So for argument's sake, that's this. And I don't have the damage things ready. I'll just damage each one because he still wants to shoot. I'm not going to kill one, right? Because then it wouldn't survive the round. Okay, and now for the guys who have already crossed the river, but still have the -2. So 6 at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 at 2. Okay, let's hope these guys, I need 2 hits. 2 hits. All right. The 2s both miss, and the 3s have 2 hits. So that is the last 2 hits. Okay. Hopefully all that was on camera. I'm looking at the dice, not the camera. So there's a 7 and 2 8s in defense. 7, 6, that was a 6, 7. So we got 3 hits, and I'm going to take 3 more infantry. So 5 minus 3 is 2. That's a guy in a chip. There you go. All right, the battle's over. The surrounded have been rescued, and once more the Germans have stuck their neck out on a block. To do that, we'll see if it doesn't get chopped off. It really could be a Pyrrhic victory. So that's the 6 and the 4 more. All right, and these 2 guys and these 2 guys. Okay, that completes all of our combat. Super awesome, fantastic. So sorry to thwart your plans there, Flak 88. Not really, but it was a good try. I felt exposed. All right, so I'm gonna land all of, well, those guys I think are different. I'm gonna land back all the medium bombers back at the airbase from where they came. All of the tactical, ironically, except for the ones that went to that battle, can also land back where they came. And I can do that hopefully real quick. That's why I brought the card right there. Okay. Get this out of the way. All right, so the bombers go back. Now, the reason I say that is, if we look at the base, for these zones, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then they both go 4, 5, 6. They're right back here, and they have 7 movement. But for this zone, I mean, look at this. 1, 2. There's 3 zones right here, and it's really, so 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7. So these guys have to land in the mud. And then for this zone up here, the truck and the supply, although it doesn't matter, the supply is going to disappear at the end of the turn when I pay my taxes. But I cannot move the fighters because it's still mud. So for Germany to save those fighters, I need it to not be mud, and I need Germany to get the initiative. Otherwise, he's just going to walk in and destroy them. But I can't save them. It's a sad thing. All right, so I've landed all my heavy bombers and medium bombers that were on this raid. Okay. All right. Other non-combat, I'm going to consolidate forward. So he's going to move here, This guy is going to move up. This AA is going to move up. That's my beachhead across the river, Don. Here, I'm going to send these 3 Italian infantry, non-combat here. So they'll add their defense. They attack and defend at a 3. The artillery will stay here in the city. These 11 infantry will move up, so these guys don't get cut off in case they come this way, although I've got this force here as well. Dimitri and the Hungarians will move up, and that task force, and I'll do a disposition of forces, 3 mechs and armor and 2 infantry. So certainly the Germans help. Now that I cleared the bridges, all these artillery will move up. Okay, this medium armor is going to go into the city. I move that AA up. I'm going to move this AA to there. I'm going to move this AA to there. And I'm going to move this AA to there to help defend against. I'm going to move all these supplies into the city. Still can't move that Hungarian tank. Okay. The tactical bombers that